Security's raid on 12 containers containing gold and cash. On February 9, 2025, National Security conducted a major raid on a warehouse in Sapiman in Grassroot municipality in Accra, where they uncovered 12 20-foot containers filled with gold bars and unspecified amount of cash in various denominations of US dollars and Ghana cedis, worth over several billions of dollars. This operation was widely carried by various media outlets in Ghana. Nearly 2 months after this operation, National Security has failed to brief the public on the status of their investigation relating to the corporates behind the billions of gold and cash stashed in the 12 containers, and failed to disclose the actual quantity of gold and the specific amount of money retrieved during the operation and what the state intends to do with the gold and cash currently in the custody of National Security. We demand accountability. We demand National Security to give accounts of the gold bars and the cash retrieved and what they intend to do with it. The Minority Caucus, as responsible opposition as we are, in absolute circumspection, have been patient and given reasonably 2 clear months for National Security to communicate the status of their investigation with the public, albeit without any information from National Security. The legitimate question Ghanaians are asking is, does the government through National Security intend to divert the 12 containers filled with gold and cash only to turn around to deceive the public in the end and probably call the gold as fake and the cash as counterfeit? The public is hereby assured that the mighty minority will not rest and relent until credible communication on the status of the 12 containers filled with gold and cash is transparently made to the general public by the Minister for the Interior with additional responsibility for national security and corporates duly prosecuted.
Mr. Speaker, the Honorable James Agalga, my very good friend, has talked about how the MPP government terminated some appointments. Mr. Speaker, assuming without admitting that that even happened, shouldn't our governance move forward? Shouldn't we have good governance? And indeed, when we promise resetting, what does that mean? But Mr. Speaker, more importantly, may I refer the House, Mr. Speaker, may I refer the House to Article 191 of our national constitution, which states, and I quote, "A member of the public services shall not be dismissed or removed from office or reduced in rank or otherwise punished without just cause," end quote. Mr. Speaker, we are building a nation, and there are hundreds and thousands of people out there who have lost their jobs. I think our friends from the other side, the Honorable James Agaga, should join us to appeal to the President, just as he took an oath, Mr. Speaker, on the second schedule of our national constitution, where he said, and I quote, "to protect and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana," end quote. Article 191 is a provision of the Constitution of Ghana, and the President is enjoined to indeed defend and protect this provision of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, the President, in the same schedule, swore an oath to do justice to all manner of persons. Some of these people whose appointments have been terminated, some are NDC members, Mr. Speaker. Some are MPP members. Some are non-partisan. Some don't even know what happens in politics. And yet, a president who says he'll be father for all has terminated the appointment. When President Mahama was leaving office, Mr. Speaker, he appointed Mr. Joseph Whittle as the Commissioner for Shraj. He appointed Joseph Nkrumah as Chairman of NCCE. On 23rd December 2016, he appointed Daniel Domevilo as Auditor General. Mr. Speaker, it is not Abu Jinapor,
member conclude.
or it is not the minority. It's not the minority, Mr. Speaker, who is giving the president names. No, Mr. Speaker, when you go out there on the streets, it's the Ghanaian youth who are talking about that. That the president promised to create jobs, and yet he's come, and the talk on the street is that Mahama Bako terminations, baby. Mr. Speaker, and that is why they have named him. We haven't named him. The minority hasn't named him. They have named him Terminator #1. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, we call on the President to rise up to the occasion to jettison the promises, and Mr. Speaker, and honor his commitments of providing you for the Ghanaian people. What we heard on 27th was a message of lamentations and not a State of the Nation address. Mr. Speaker, thank you for the attention. President Mahama has formed.
We need unity. Korea. Korea ni party anymore. Odi Jesus Christ can't be DMPP anymore. We need election. So the most important thing is we put everything that has gone wrong behind us and forge ahead with unity. Korea ni here. So lions, the way they behave, when they see an elephant, not elephants, no, you bear 5 bar, no matter form, I'm an elephant. But anytime an elephant go astray, those lions, they gather in their numbers and they are able to kill the elephant. Ain't you know we are good hunters? And the meaning of that, and he said, they are united. So the service Mwapo etimi united. Etimi defeat a giant elephant. Why not we human beings? The American say MPP and Tokau we should put it behind us. We need a Korea. We need unity. And yes, we should forget it. He made a preaching unity. A Korea. Then through this we'll learn our mistakes. So now going to the next election, the battlefront, we know how to approach it. Who are our preposition? Who are our predi? Here you know, there was a me who said, without a Korea no day, me achieve goal. And I will continue to preach unity in the party. The last election, the way I conducted Prime Minister, I'm way, but it should be a lesson to us. Now, Obi can no vote, no, but Obi can no vote. MY, we have to come together as one people, as one party. If we are united, MPP who buy a Konobi, now yet me in 2028.
For you now want say 107.1 so ni high Omanfm and da foforo and ya wada and nyankopon ayadom ama ya tena se free sabri ekro no enkomo ewo ho na yede bro mimidin ede ya amufa boache
medin yede nsempera Emmanuel Mate nti memo adwone yasanso emu akwaba dada dwumadi yede ma wede benada na yawode bia ya tundi se boiling point na no so na enwumre ye ma wakwaba ede aba
enwumre ye be kai omanfo niam ahodo a SCC ewo Ghana ha se ye to abawie 7 December 2024 na ebe wura 2025 mu niam ahodo a atodwa ewa ban e wo so yi na de di kan ye mfa aseda e ma twedi ampon esan se nyankopon adaroma onwuna dwei emududu ono ano nam kwan so aye kofie won ma aduru fie nso e beda twedi ampon ase ebenum so da so adwuma ma wo twen se traffic na ebeba form na wade wani akire efie ahodo a onyankopon adom nti okọ na wakoje wanhome sanso de de aseda be ma twedi ampon esan se our vice president and his excellency the president the atudwa said the anopana me kana me monitor from UK no and you know ama wabefie na president kire se enche obaba be share na adwuma se ye ka say ambassador ni honti ambassadors residents and am checks kire se ade a ye maame no waba na afi ogina home ye bompa ye asre ama nyankopon na dom na bibia aye kama nsempara ye nkwanim
ene asembisa baako a yebisa enwumre nse yesi ebro bebo akese a eya na efini mfifie mu se wo hwe aban yi eniama hodro a wototo ne niama na ma hodro a wotuo na ususu na ugidi se eye daddy pefe se na mamuo no mu no eniama ebekoyi anase eniama enkoyi ntanyimre questions ni bia ye bisa ye ho se fi se ye hand over edima John Dramani Mahama ni NDC aban general bosom de to so eye enso no eniama wudro bia asisie wo mamu ha no se eye mramu a otimi se emra trene ye ebe ya adwuma ewo aban mu ana sectors awodo eniama asisie no question e bisa adwumre se so ebe ya adwuma na
ansana yebekwa anim no on behalf of Yen Ken City for ye will share the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana well yasre onyankopon ahoden e de amane bre bia ye bompa ye man so onyankopon moa no na omfa ne nkwa enche no na nimdie ya wanya ewo ebra nyame de ne bedua asase so e de bepem se ye kasei obetumi de asomo me yansa na ebra so nyame be frɛ na wa frɛ no tie de nyankopon ase se ye checks e kire se ye maame no ba be drufie ya ne ho ye na se de ne mampani de tu dwana no pa me di kan ye se ade a yayi no ama wa ba fie na ye de nyankopon ase mampani so de atodwa se ne ho ye ya enche obeba be hye na adwuma sente ye be sre se obi akọ ne kotodwa ni mu a as Vice President na yakoso asre empaibo e de amane sanse yare asem no etimi to obi a no nipa nkwa enso ene sese dikan wo bibia mu na abutuanfo se ye be kai a enema bebre asisi nansen a Chief Justice tokono asemi bai ase Ghana yayi ani afri niema na ekoso no eso na nwumre ye be kai ye ho papa abaya wo ba so in the history of this country si ye ka koken asem a ebi nsida nsempora ye nkwanim
enye koken asem no nko a container yom kwache WhatsApp man eho asem eno nso so akwakoda ensem ba akwa ebobọ ba ye hu nsem ba ye yompo wo Ghana ECG container eno nso ho asem enso so eda eho no mo
ansa na ye be koso maako no container a o kan ho asemi awiakete ena wono boy amane se national security for ensa ka containers maako edumienu a containers no ne wom eye gold ene dollars aye containers na ema kwa wiabrem kwa nwumrebrem ne yete se afei omo ba beboy amane se containers edumienu no gold ene dollars aye hu wo no eye fake manfo obusa se fake dollars no ene sika aye hu wo mu eye gold no e wo hefa ebe pem se ye ka sei se mo be kan aban ye wo so mu mpanimfo ya ye nyina ye nim se eba keta asehye ene kwan bone e faso bu man na fe ye di nyi ho tamu a uyi NDC aban esi nchen a enye ye ka sei omo entimi meka nkyere se nipa asmasi na containers na ye ne dia ne ombe boy ho amade ne se alaji bi na usi kromu a boys ne se alaji ne ye fe na alaji NDC alaji bi ya hwehwe na wo hu no eba pem se ye ka sei enya de asa container no eho asem akwakosi omanfo nte ho hwe ye mrifu ye mfa obi an court ye busa ban ye wo so ese containers dumie no any fake dollars no say ye fake kura no a dollars no e wo fa hefa
na nam na ushia Ghana fo mienu a ense wo maka nyina se ensem si John Dramani Abreso ensem asi papa if say ensem abobo so ne ensem awodo akari nyina no asem no be pagya for the first time omamu ha minim da entry da say national security kwakoyo operations at the cameras edi achire butai ben na na eta achire
butai na eta achire ne se ya chire MPP ni bia o containers nti yankona yamfa cameras insisu na
yamehone nam
wiase nyina ehunu se MPP fo akromfo ewiase no na enya MPP ni na emom no na ya alaji no ya hwehwe na yehunu me kai wo se boiling point so eni ya the African City media fikasie mu ewo Hollywood building mu ewo Nkramadina Zongo Junction Ash FM ewo kuma se Nap Radio wa Senfo su Fish FM ewo Boaman Jojam FM wo kona Jewel FM wo dua ya nkwanta after 2 FM bechem nimdie ewo sunwane German radio ewo drobo wiase ewo wanchi customer FM wa tebubu community FM wo achem odan no wakai ashe nso edi amame se nzima FM enso ewo axim ebiemo ewo jomro Luke FM ewo tepa abotwase uti region wamonso ekuremu ebi ye kwaya ni mu amare mfi abawa ewo UK Tumi ewo UK Naspa wo UK Sources wo UK Golden Beach or London Sanso and WBLS enso ewo London ye ka say Free FM ewo Manchester, Amansan FM ewo Milton Keynes, and Domat Radio ewo Frankfurt, Germany. Radio Living ewo France, Kings Radio ewo France, Kings Radio GH, and Kwa FM wo Italy, Kanau FM wo Rotterdam, Ganata Radio ewo Den Haag, nye womo nkwa ena nyumri womo ekremu, Denver, Colorado, Oko Amrado ewo USA, womo nso ekremu bi ahimfie ewo Connecticut, USA. Na ubesanso ati yenka ewo eye Oman 1071 FM internet no eso oko YouTube se sia ya kase ya mo amaba YouTube no aseda ena yede ema mo YouTube Oman FM onsa ebeka ye sanso and on Facebook Oman FM ehonso onsa ebeka kai se logo no ya kokosrade na ohwa na do message na to kama na fi bibia etumi ayekama but anwumre ne ebusa se ba bia wo no kane a wo ho kane a wo ba bia wo na ase dumso no aba o de dumso na bo 24-hour economy enjamebo sa anwum no e de amamo na ora mahama ba ye nyina ye nipa sunsesa e na onipa tebia ensesa eniama SCC a eguso a AC no dumso enso eka ho nti uyi cocaine uyi container you say dollars any fake gold woman no esunta ni Omanfm esu ohun say dodo no ano eye dumso no ajiba bia nsempera ye bekwa nim kakra de free wo fa se na ye nkwa nim na ba bi enam sese no niema so ayehye enti ka trase na fi ye nkwa nim dumso ba bi awo no dumso ebi enenam ho de
enese ko mo de jimbe fo ansa na meba awia na ye pre na ko krobo ni beka kesu kekegbo
so na
dum sa
na se godi yanke ye wu asem
kesu kekegbo se so na dum sa ba ya enya fo mgra
kesu kekegbo jo mahama kesu kekegbo
mahama kesu kekegbo kesu nesu keberemes me ko studio no makoye ho nyom na me de aba next week
on be che okwan mu
be ko fodua de enya kura ko fodua de enye
dumso no
enye kura ko fodua de etaye bon kura
dumso no
minim so de ko kumas ne ka ho asem na no hu se ko fodua na meti no te wode abeja me ho no bia mentimi ho enye kura
otiri dumso odi dumso na bo
na amafo se John Dramani Mahama unse nipa bia no anka ewia pie na nama na bibi di wachi sunsum di wachi yase Mahama ni sunsum ye dumso enti wo ba pe na dumso di nachi enti onya ba mamuomu a
odi dumso na bo enra say fa peduase soro ho ko nyina eji se wom nam so odi dumso na bo John Abakru
na unse John Dramani Mahama first no odum kanea na no afa onu ase wo kanea o se da mini kanea ba se si ane de ese o fra kaso afo o de agina o se o de agina me
na mami nchia ono mu a tie nkrofo se mami bre mfi eye ECG container na e fly e te se confirm a wo etuko bokina no
se eno se yo nwanwa wo se John Mahama ne de wono no gonja de hye no eniama tatutu yira
mampani ono ankasa
se confirm tu yira ye na mfi wo twe echi odi nchire mu ba ye ECG containers etwaira containers kwachi gold wo mu a etwaira koke kwachi water de etwaira kekos etwaira plain begina akoya say ebe pompe ne tiles obetu ne tiles ba be dey obidi kam na ko odi okode ne phone koko twa inside nyina no etwaira enti issue bi sipe ne etwaira
enti no etwaira no krobo no mbeka ne say etwaira okrobo mu no mbeka ne say
we do that premium
Charlie, introduce your guest in Afi.
Eti anyumre hi ya wo mpanya ho do hanma ye nyom e ba badwin wo man no emo ensem no ka say Dr. Jamina popular known as Dr. China MPP National Treasurer no ka to abe kan yensa wo hanom sanso ene wo lawyer Eric Oduro ono so ababe kan yensa ye hwe anim say ye guest aka no enso ababe kan yensa ya kasa nso ye chief accountant ofi hanom Abet enso so ofi ono se badwane ye nyumre awoku beba na afi Louis Apia odifo enso so badwane ye nyumre baya
okay ye be ku anim
ye be sha safe mpanimu
ye be sha safe mpanimu but enokure wo mu ne say because of Chief Justice nsem ye bai nti asem nsem ankasa e wo ho no as wakata so the attention I diverted the court Chief Justice
NDC for tactics no omo dis must jape no mo se suma so jana ye bua bomo a na omakwa kusum kuntu video baabi ehwan pa yes ye aboa no be fa mu nso anche no na se ye de adwen nyina akoso ne akodwe ho eyom strategy no etu be ka ya wo se mita kando kokofa tamale kakrabi teaching hospital kokofa kakrabi
ehwa okọ nsamfun no kodi ho Minta Kando. Who is Minta Kando? No contracting doctor. Na unim. Na okasa o say massacre with immediate effect. Na say hey.
Massacre.
That any hall prefect.
Aye.
O wa ko sack obi. Political power kakra dia ma.
Experience. Na then we prefect enya tight ticket o.
Sir.
He. En chance nketo na kase na hwe so.
Na wa huru.
Na se be beans a. Wo na wo che. Aya, se unu obi wo school ho. Na wo je oge. Ana so ya utimi mafia na dia no enya tight keto akra no wonder so ko utimi mafia si wo no
se o mafia no na se adwen wo form se adwen ni form a o whole CEO of teaching hospital o so akọ mafia na fe se ni po no adwuma no be he okeke who are you o status ye hwan political power na o de aba ho no wo ye hwan ewi ase o so do mo sekan na niam de adwuma egu on so dimika fe na wokọ na ase wokọ
okopa mo chew se osere mo nya adwuma na asem na bombe he no maka
dia na wo so ye nfiti ase na no anya na na kire se adwen ni so ano
na unim se doctor na oni ni yiyi ano first no sa doctor no so unim na be ma tintin gram o na nipa o hontia
me se waka chance men kasa keep quiet na me who is Akando
who na betia utim se be ma tintin wa
fa na tetete ha so obi fa ho ben na tetete aya na na ma nwa konya political power nti obi papa on wa school with all these experience o se bibi kura na esi ya akoka chance kama nutum
and brother he Jenja no pana me kan se mi se me ye di MPP ministers no former ministers ni bo yan se hwe sanka semwe de minta kan no kokoye se NPP se oko former minister health minister anasa jima manu bi na kokko yes ko da sa suban na dia anka de minta kan do be ha na ni akeka no ba se ye ja o ye ja no te wodi na o ye de open no man na metri so se MPP for solidina na sadia enso to ene sa na sese wi anso bo efi se sa suni ban we hwe tamale hono mo no so wo obi ko medical doctors o tamale be ka cho say benefit a mo won kan nya no munya ne sa o insuo kura ho asem ye
me ado no mpipe ye ho ye na mo
Dr. China ye ho ye papa egu so edum so na e bi kan
hey
the doom so na bo
this in the season 10 doom so season 10
o ba na be kasa go
reloaded na na no why doom light je the people who ye ho na party penny be free be I say you doom light to say papa you doom light for so generator
the doom so na bo
this time no sha e quite cheaper
nya bro
you duma e quite chi
issue ho pa bata aso obi enka ho asem
oni no go kase comfort
no go kase jo ma samba
una gara so o kona comfort business na isi ayo ko o si de go kase comfort
o si ayo ko jo ma samba ha adwen o but o kan de akwa ko wie sei near yete ho no but
sometimes you know some of these realities na hit here
okay
emma you true leadership and mediocre leadership so ase omampani na nado danko Akufo-Addo one na ban ebe ye ya omochichire nioma ebo homodian make sure say ye nkania no siso ne etie bia nse ka wo ho kan ho nkania ni siso no Ghana fo bi mu no taking for granted ye huni so ukoda ho na odon sa fa ho light ba ye bedum light crampa ye di kan frɛ o ka kire so ye be ye maintenance na oda ho so aduane bi wa fridge nkra no ye so we took it for granted in actual fact that's how it's supposed to be because a basic necessity utiaka kan ya na nye free enti nka watuaka ide na ese nka wunya service no na omampani na nado danko Akufo-Addo ni team free ho no a new leadership by na omu so no the reality has set in enti no media me kan say aba ni say no e ma ye hunyoma bi say nya mamu bi na ya mamu amamu bi wo ho a e ho te amamu bi wo ho a e kɔ nanim amamu bi wo ho ye panin di panin e ka nya ho kire mu kra no yetumi make nyoma e happen yetumi kika nyoma si ani enti no yebesre ne yebesre mo say eye omo me ehunu kakra eye omo at least omo reset no omo fa nkoto ba bi omo beja no na say ne be ya yebenya nkane ade aye because enwonwa say also be 24-hour economy na wudundum light na light be na ade be run sa economy
na no dey so dey dadam ne buy 24-hour economy
na ade be run economy
24-hour economy dey na da o
en kan because o kan sen kra na asie ba ne be bo abosu mu din na ya hwe animu se eja yen ye die be hwe animu se betumi akikire party yiye na yetumi a prepare ye ho a offer a credible and better alternative that Ghanaians know us for. And you know, I don't need to have a PM.
For 4 months, I to abayi. BBS ya I surprise. I'm na said na ya or buy on an to win never back.
Media. The cano cretch pa na minim so ade omo babai dance no yembo don hwe ba kokra na o ma hyase asa na tia no. No e de bantem dodo. Esima dumpo andu na asa no omo hyase so mo chia no. Tini akoso ide menua enya me nwanwa kra kire se na nipa no owo mfie nwotwe kra no ne ko sen mfie wotwe a there is that inherent motivation so ma menyire me ho me first time na matumi agina so de akopa bi ekosi sen ena we ya ne kwata oko menua we ni uhi obi obeka kiro enti media na menim se bia ebeji agukra na nka ye kɔ anim kakra no ka ye ho ban han ya afi ba ko ne akire ansa na jiegu o we di ahyase ntem dodo
ani amumo aboso
ndi e boni dendende enye easy
mo aboso na
enye easy
yo na san ba
enye easy kra we di e be strong
so far if I know who say bia ho de e kakra wa starting ye
asema mi ken ye o be sini pain ene me wa be sini pain na me bo akira wo sini pain so but in fact you can't destroy but businesses are suffering for so
akosro
enti se genset kra na obe use a look at the amount of diesel and petrol a obeto enfo so ye ya he taxes ekuen enunti kakra na obenya na odi vetua salaries no wo send kotofu pamo na obepam kofu akotena fie so enti ye can destroy omo ma na enye sa ye ndie sa na munim ye dead goat nti mo sre kra mfa ye sre ensa dan say yem ye sre omo ma enya de hia de mo because power there e affecting nyoma bebre power e affecting nyoma bebre no mo hwe na so mo de onfa fere nto nche no aso akọ Omanfm na do na no yo mu hia wokowu enka wo hia no watwe na gina nche wofa o de menua pani kire me e kwan be na wo fa so ankane ano wo ma ni si so o de kire me na me fo bi kaguma sum me mo bi ante o de yen sre ti se ni ayaba kowu na me fa nya de hia de na me kan kire me ministers no mo nye enye fair at the end of the day na yembo abaso kakra na we die ase we give you up on them me say na me hu no ase nipa na we give up sa me dey say munim say me ntumi nye e na mo amose me mra ntumi dey me ye ne dey metumi bia we give you up on them enye onkeka no
enkoye
onkeka no we die Uncle John onkeka no
ye mu akwaba afena me mu akwaba
mejo so
okay
na me fa kwanya we su nchi atiefo nyina we ndie ye
mogo we die di ba betwe
nchi atiefo ni ahwefo nyina
omodase
osho me ka se mi tranya mesi fo ni edumi kan ya isi ji fo mesremo me kan kese
na isi ji fo no omo a omo de anyo omo o onyo omo adum so kin aba
isi fo was ko da shoe
ko Koda sumo. Now, parties some any
right. Yet for the nature say Yamin Chadi, you bet to me the party
yeah.
If you say or how near Tetia and this Fasha said the family, the only solution any MPP government. Now, say Ghana for Subenya GD one people. You see, I didn't hear 2 points. Ghana for would GD ma passe MPP are buying and a bar memoir. The two political parties here, Ghana no MPP for na yard there one memoir. But na so kakra bi wo ho ebi otoda na mentimi ho asibia bamu na matiu maka obi abamu na ama party na kono na ye no na atiaba fom enti sisi de Ghana for gidi say de oman ni hye yensa ye betumi aye na momom hu ni say enkro bi aye bo no wo say ye di ni kakra
okay
eno enema party mpanimfo nkugo ye ba ye na ye nkugo mu janjantoan yi eto ye no yes there be e wo see edom asuko na ye hu nia e ba ye yes wo yare na wo ton a e na onya den onya anu aduro na se wo yare na so onyare na sa na wo de akowu mu we de ye hu se bibi akoso a anko yie ye ndom asuko ene de dan ye professor ene ni team a team no so omo ye adwuma no pepepepepepepe a omo de omo reporter ba na emra du so yi emra
oni bra microphone we no
we na nya adwuma e dum so na mana akofo ho jama omo tum light you know
adwuma but wo fom kakaka anti
I come in no more surprise
okay
so then so be na afun e kina afun be then na enyoma we na anya we obi koto on the fridge and ko ne high sense for kwakonya problem you say high sense for product na enya sana ejafem ye doom light no mo be so no nipa no so no so enya buturo anya do ejafem e no di ko jira mu ntokwa mu hwehwem na te say ye doom so adaro
ya se foforo abai afi yenko yanim
enti nyame kan say report naba party mpanimfo ehu se pempenso adwoi e wo se ye domo suko na ye hu problems bia ewo na afei no nsusu ye tie nia party madodo na eka na eno na be kire yen se enwoma wei na wo se sakra mu party ni mu na ye ni nyina wie a na yakọ eye conference na chese yakodi ye ho nkomo then we open a new chapter in the party. That is the window of hope. Enunti nanu ya party council eshema general secretary di tudwa se enche kra no ye beye di ntwe foforo kra wo party mu na di ntwe ye beye eye di ntwe ye twotwo no polling station. Enunti se wo ye party ni a wutie mi a baby a wo to aba no baby a December 7th do a wo tam ID card ko salai to aba no se ye shedi ntwa na se a eho na wo beko okwa watwe wo voters ID card wo party card dada na se mre bi atwam dia na de aka ho unu party card ye party ni na wo voters ID card ko na ko tro wudin if say ye pese polling station bia ye hu MPP for dodo a ewo on say ye beyi eye omo ye tie from delegate na polling station executive members a eye MPP for a party for wo polling station ho nyina e na wo se hia to aba enunti no one member one vote no kwan bi so no eye adwuma wo party in its current form na ye adwuma ne se oba me constituency kwada so ngomasi polling station ne baby a metoma aba na se MPP fu a wosa etisa mpotem ho no omoye 250 a yen current constitution ne say executive members 5 na ye be yi omo se polling station executive members omo hwe party ni so ho no eni se obi na free constituency office na ba na ka se wo matrodin dabi e wo se nipa 250 na omo ye party for no omo no mu hia no maka se okay why na ye to ne so aba ma na be polling station chairman nebia we aka so mejina kawasem wasem nia wasem beto dudu ni tirim no ni ato aba ma no abe chairman ni ato ama secretary ni yi nipa 5 no omo ene be executive members a omo be hwe polling station. That is what the current constitution says. Na mpempi no aya sa album no na problems wo ho. The album that captures the total number of registered party members na problems wo ho. Is a MPP constitution and you won't pa. Or say any member so your members are you should be a member in good standing. And a part in the constitution article 34B as say a member in good standing is a member who has paid his or her dues in full in the prescribed form.
Now Dr. Chana said I'm ejuma.
And I make say any more constitution they thought that do implementation na
okay right.
90 niasise party ehwe say be party mpanifo and national council assanction say yanko back to the drawing board. Let's go back to the basis. Na afe no ye make sure say polling station biano the over 40,000 polling stations I want. Ye make sure say at the click of a button ye be who say your numbers are ya register munye.
Are you telling us say you be throw din polling stations?
Okay. Enti emre so a enche general secretary the timetable no betudwa. Na we a party pa 500 no enye ghost na mom e yasemesi ne obenti a omotiase ya yenim omo. Na etumi ahyase oni omodi nkita ho. And into going by the current constitution no safo na ye betwro omudi no se 300 and 400 no me party for no. Omo anombe to abayi nipa 5 no mo ye executive members no ne aye tie from delegates no omo ye first and foremost executive members at the basic unit of the party which is the polling station. Omo no mo hwe party no na omo so na tumi ni nyina afiri omo ho if so omo ena omo koto abayi coordinators electoral area coordinators na omo ni coordinators na kabo makoto abayi constituency officers na chese e buildia ba besi eye national no mu wi a omukro ya san akoto aba eyi flag bearer ama wabedi party nanim enuti ena from the basic unit of the party a tumi ni nyina efrem ho na sa exercise we no me fa fidie we so enhye obibiara nkran dodo na no mo wo fan clubs we say MPP ladies we say MPP ladies MPP this MPP that omo taisha wo social media any ade but omo nye active polling station exercise here ye be yi emfa ho so we national chairman one call polling station awudi mbem enu nti se we a member of any of the MPP groups na wonni mu polling station ahwehwe polling station e kira kwan se ne be ye mre ne so a obekọ honom e wo se wudi mba MPP ngumanim ye register members ni nyina wi a the next phase which is the second phase of it no ye omo a ya register omo din wo database ni mo a omo ni ID card no nya ye ID cards amomo e dia show mo nso omo obi dada na ye valid no they would continue to use it into a two-pronged exercise into ye wie sa exercise na afi no nya party madodo no se yenye with relation to findings committee need to buy no ni ahase eye na dodo na eka say yembiem I'm in support of it.
Okay,
in fact media me fitika enye ne menya kra na yembiem party ni bi oye in good standing
and to
abani bi yembiem na party ni bi oye in good standing and to abani bi na bia there may be genuine technical challenges emma sadinin to me maso say enu antumi amaso a the best alternative in my opinion is say yama all former executive members obi a wabesum party no as executive pen onyobi a wose etoto na se yama safo ni nyina any all financiers of the party embeka electoral college no mu nyina nto aba ni bi if we say omo ye mpanimfo a omo nim de omo ye mpanimfo omo asom party no omo ye mpanimfo a party ni kwakire adwen bia wo so omo adwen kire ka ho mpempia na eya asefem se obidi ni bottom sika beboa party no as a patron na ye koto aba ye se o patrons be 20 enso mumu 5 pe na mokoto aba no entwa yi
okay
enu nti sie biemu saa na all executive members be ka ho a nipa no sadachi olusu election po ha ne kese kire se adwenkyere du ho a oka ho bi you understand entime de mesre party ma baby ayedu so yi
but Dr. Chana yemia mu yibi no ka sa NDC fo bi omudi mo mani so te wo no na nkrofo bi akoba wura mu
sentina meme kasa me ka say in good standing
okay
all members in good standing ebe ade a ebe nwanwa say obi di adwen bone ba be she party na otua dues saa tua kwa na chi 2 years 3 years 4 years and sana adwen bone be nkwa na oba be ye
okay
you understand in any case no send you see ye na at the polling station level no answer na obetu bi no na ese watwe odi o na ese odi ababu na wo ye NDC ni ni enim so ye NDC ni ahwa na be ma kwan se be twe odi oya be ma kwan se ye ade no at the polling station level a bibia no obetumi atochima NDC for the omo anye ne sa
okay
utumi ti party office na obi akọ e o misum ye party ni mo ha but ye at the polling station level and to you be a unye known at the polling station and also you be at the polling station ye nim say we anti MPP a na wo be kono na enkentinka fo mo gina pro no ho no wa gra no ebebo ohun se obeko enti ye de na da sonko se ye nyina ye ka bom ne de akoma pa ene adwene pa ta akiri aya mi wo gidie mapa se ebe very successful exercise party ni yenye bi this current administration ye buy yenye membership drive. This is the first attempt at membership drive na mi gidie se adwene po ta akiri no e adwene papa enu nti se ye yire ho na ye ni ya ebe boa party na konias ebe boa akwan hodo so nyina enti me hye party man cry se moma ye fa ho njim se wo ye fan club ni wo ye ho ahwan volunteer wo ye V16 V20 V24 nya wa ye ni nyina na eye but udi ankonwoma no wo polling station a ye kan party matro do a wonka ho enti nya wa ye bia no make sure say udin ebeko enwoma nim at the polling station enu nti no se wonnim polling station a hwehwe polling station akira akwan hwehwe wo voters ID card akira akwan bopini na pehunu nipa oye wo polling station chairman sisi na bisom da o committee na fa ho kogim na bibie bebia no do ho agim na dusi etrodi na wonso watumi atrodi eno ene eye membership registration na no pa ho a ya sanso ama akwanya say ye be ye constitutional amendment
okay
ebia tuti sami ametu ya mebo dawro say yema obia oye ngu standing into abani bi ana anu amaso ayema all former executive members from polling station level to national into abani bi so ye safo ni bia enya wano sa keke na odeka e o radio so ana se wugina efie na woka tintim krata ya power committee a omoda amendment no constitutional amendment no ano a omu receive proposals me mane nda wano a keke na mom to ho namon na fa o proposal bra o di proposal ne ba eno ye first step e kire se ne wo wutirim a waso da ye se ebeboa party no wotu ho namon na enya akwanya se etumi aboa party ne daache na se wo anu sa keke na wontu ho namon bia de a na ne ebeka wutirim party ni nya ho mfaso bia eno nti adwenkyira hodo ye woni nyina no mientintim na yemfa medan committee no committee mbekeka ni nyina bom ni ewia ya prepare e dia conference na ye gitumu a wonso wadwenkyire amata niema MPP ni NDC dance nkono no MPP yen systems no emakwan emobia a kire na adwene na wadwenkyire no kire no kwan papa so a ye som e de ye adwuma NDC ntise evize yobi and a party. We should dear a nipaku and a betty. Into a brebian, ye maquine, and mobia drintre a matter. And to my facunya way so. Now must party ma. Say, Mama Yemfa Hunji sa processes yimu. Say ye to me, ye. Na yes, ye fear ya. I can assure you, sir, by the close of this year, no. Na MPP abeya kono biom amagana for. Na ji omugidi say, yen ye betumi asiesie your mind no. Na afiomo nyanyina so so okay. Ene ye de ni say be dimochi na ye de oman asanhye mo nsa biom. Na ye mesisa opportunity we na ye ntumi ansiesie ni ya. Enyoma be fa yase. Na be ya de nsusu a be boga na man nyina.
Ansana yebema kwama wa koju wa homena. Nsem bebre na asisi wo Ghana ha sei. Untimi nkwa niema ahodo asisi wo nka bi koken ho nsem ba ye Chief Justice Jesus e no ana ehu jaso a amanfo tete na asre nsem no doso mu de wo hena apepese wo beka bi.
Yombo ni nyina so kakra.
Okay.
So
yanko yanim.
Na yemfa Chief Justice de indikai. Na kamia ye say ye nuanu mandisi fuyi omumpe due process ena omobefa due process kra omudem ka tre mika kwa bontin to the court of public opinion tebebu enimu asipoto ansakra ansa yafa process ni
so omo ya amanyosem
na amanyosem no ye woseni esiye no justice and the judiciary no enya amanyosem. That is the only thing left for us as a country. Yenyina wo mu gidie say aha de politics inua. Aha ye jama professionals no eye omodwuma. Na no batie na samije mfiti radio so. No all twist it, no all twist it, no all twist it. E kira obeti na wait hanom na ye politicize ade no. Obi nka say bia maame no se waye boni a e wo se ye ka se ye ntumi ntache no. But you need to prove. Yeah, say innocent until what? Proven guilty. And I yes, I here. And when you say, when you so say, why ye bibia, and when you want pass someone, proceed and do it. Now, no, any omo ye, friend is saying, in team for Joe. Abraham Munim say, Emrano, another rules of engagement, say, Nipano or Yem Pina Hiana, do so through the speaker. Mosi dabi yenim so yenye ye kwakochi no emra kwan no yemfa so menyi ni se NDC fo ene omaban eyese omo famra kwan so MPP ebe obstruction dabi we are law abiding citizens of this country sadi obi omo peso omo ye no omo famra kwan so ye be support omo we will support them to bring sanity into Ghana. If we say, Nyame yadon 2028 year back 2029, we will make sure say we instill discipline in the system. Enti nyomo ye no, nye fa kwan bia so no, nye kwan papa no ye support it. Ne momo mfa kwati kwan so. Momo nye se bia sebio, omo bebu nipa no kwadu e wo bedwam even before they send the person through the processes. If se banisana na ye twachia no e ba ne sana na as ye put the card before the horse na ponko no be de wapia de nako muma ye mfamra kwan so mo si obi akoka koke na sem enimu mo pese mo toto na no mo kro ya mo nim se nipa yi oye mrehye bedwani emra na kire what prevents you nka mo podi nka mo speaker oye mo nipa anameboa pepe o kwa no ane se wo kire mu no wasem tomu a eto asumu a obema okwan monko fa no na monko toto na no na odi opese okọ ambushi no na ntihwe susu ampa se enkenye tin ye tin ntem ene ebowru a ho ne stop yomo ene omukọchi papa yi ene omu na nkwam ko mo bo ne pane bo ne bi ene papa no ko ba ya afi nsem nsisi so a anka ye beka ne sen ke beka ne bi kronko mbedi na kra se nyomo ene omukọ ye because omeka se yo ya ye nimumra no anka ye beka akọfa speaker so enti ma lose guard mobi aye to trust them. All we are saying is baby aye doyi we want to move Ghana forward. Say ye upgrade Ghana for the airpa bibi nti omun sanka ana say ye reset ya dia is reset na bu aka yesimu no ye pese Ghana konanim menyi ni say as an MPP member and I say yen as MPP for ye empire ni say Ghana be faili and the NDC's watch no menyi ni sa if say Ghana faili gu ye nyina ye so nya yesre ni say omo de ye nim say tumi de omo ntumi nya ne papa but omo keka omo kakra na amamuo no
enya kono kakra
exactly
enya kono kakra
momo nya ne trasa omo keka omo ye bɔ mpaya momo adechi adese nyina ye bɔ mpaya bobi momo ye bobi momo ampani na pamfo se ne be ya engine gu kra hwɛ mre bi me ka asɛm bi at that time ye o power ebi mo antemase me ka sɛ a Christopher nkremofo traditionalists ye bɔ mpaya afre ye nyame asu afre nyame ye mbɔ bi mo opposition na NDC for se ne be ya omo opposition o mbenya suahunu kakra. Every Ghana memuo no party ba ko pe entena so afebɔ ne etie bia no bi ba kɔma bi aba enu nti ya mompa ya ntawo mo achi no mo so mo anya suahunu kakra na ebedu omo time omo de oman no be kɔ amnam mekaye nipa na ndi nkomo se na wo de wo political opponent na wo bompa ya ma ne se onya suahunu no na me se da bi eye Ghana yeyo nti enu na etu ye no eno na atu ye senkasa mpa ye no a Christopher Somu, and Cremofo Somu, traditionally Somu, and your Bobby man this ya bra no more opposition no munyas young kakra. And Kanya said net, Kanya crying to me fancy. And Kanya said net, a legal process crying near Butuno. And Kanya said no, over to me, so I call a teacher that may you deal with immediate effect. And Kanya said net, cocaine, and some bar natches, ye pesi a chichinipa, a small senior D. Intimacy. Muma yen kase omo aban enti yenhwe maningu yenka omo mpae ne de omo hia bi NDC mpanimfo hia mpae no na me ne ya me hu ni nyina ne se omo announce da ye se omo nsa beka they were not prepared. I so bi a otu chacha onim so obenya enti sika no kra no ombo ano
onim de be
enti ebom ma no 100 million sika ya bampa
me na me ni
otwa no ho a na sika ni bi kra to tofom enti na ni beti na sika na hye. That is the posture and the character being exhibited by the NDC regime today. They never came prepared. Adebako enem so mo prepare ni ye pa eno de omo buy entempa ye goodie no they came prepared because no ya baba na prom who say pr afama ye
odin sempa na bo
no ka say goodie na land eno chance ye first eno they came prepared but mesre some prepare yo man prepare ye de ahyemonsa ye mu bi de ye be kai mo mpaibo mu ye be bom paya mama if say mo na mo di o man anim for the next 4 years. You say 4 years nkraka 3 and something. That's what it. Enti say ya mfa paya nta mochi na mo de ekosha mne mu a yen de enim say 2029 ye ba. NPP is moving back to the Jubilee House. Na yen pesa mo de yen be kwasha amne mu a it will take us a lot of energy to pull out. And unti ne de paya ta mochi say eti senkra na at least mama amamuo ni nya kono kakra na ye kamo empaibo mu mama yenkeka yen ho na yenhwe senkania no ebegina so yenhwe se ebechichire oman ni ye na 24-hour economy na ye de dada nipa no mama yenhu se at least emma so a ne ntu ho anamo kan ye be kai o empaibo mu if se ne ekoso no de menua
Enkoye.
Agudie ni de omo bom homoden. Omo fa plans, no mo hyehyɛ. Yesro mo. Ghana enye agudie nko a nkania no ho hia.
Wo be sorry, wo be duro na adum so asiw fie.
Eno mpae na mebo. Mesra ECG for amutie me mesra mo. Menemu ntene bone. Me by some me kasa maka and American say no Grassroot do mesramo mamofa edum so mesrame me nyame de enra anopeya na bae enya me 10 dun so na enya me 10 mesramo
kasa groche say obetina ha dum send messages and I mean I'm here be brain no do.
Yes.
Ma penny my antiase say doom so ho ma monya timetable na na we de wo ha na doom na ahmache na chese enema no nkoye Dr. Chana ko anim kakra na afifa won sem no ebra na wi.
Intima nyame ka akosi so ane se ne ekoso no asefem. So banisa na ama international partners nyina wonder what is really happening in Ghana. 2 days ago I was speaking with some international investors. Now say yabehwe BBC yesimo pamo mu chief justice na kamodi enkenim say ebibre mu nyina no mo legal system is one of the best. What is happening? The only thing na Ghana ha any baby a wo ba utumi ni aban ekokot edibem. Investors to me ba emiedi asem wo Ghana ha edi ma Ghana aban edi for. And people have great confidence in our judiciary and our judicial system. And to say nyoma ekosu no say Ghana di, and it's one of the things investors look at. Say, baby, I made me sika ekoshe. Asem to me system no is it free and fair, and I say skewed. But almost compare other way now, almost say Ghana di India French. If so, to me, what's some word out? What the cockota? So people are relieved, but we seem to be losing that last straw, and it's very, very dangerous for us. So no, every hokrana, it would take us a lot of efforts to rebuild that trust. Entina may stress say, "Umi am bompa entire man penny mahama nene ndisi fuechi."
Na do ya dwembone de obota na jikura se mfa o
empire no ni se adwembone na so nte kakra
entisa
ai omo yom de unsisa but so nte kakra omo nsusu na omo magana nkan ko nhia omo me gidi se ye ne sa na kaka omo a ombe as individuals they themselves they know then these executive members they know what they are doing no omo ano omo afere omo
enye enko ye kra
na obi se biza ye kan ni enim se ba renew ni enim se mbeke mama ye so they didn't come prepared and you're too late. You can still plan na yenye bibi kakra bebo Ghana. Why?
Okay. National Treasurer New Patriotic Party Dr. Jamna my no ase na makwan kokoju ahome nyankopon enka ho okay kona koto so National Treasurer New Patriotic Party na wabebo a party nkomo kakra no se de ye ne lawyer Eric Odro na eba beto aso na afi ye de nkomo no aka no e de adroballing point suni hye no nso fama me 107.1 ewo enkran ha HFM ewo Kumase Nap Radio wasemfo su Fish FM wo Boaman Jojem FM wo Kona Jewel FM wo Dua ya Nkwanta after 2 FM wo Bechem Nimdi FM ewo Sunwane German Radio wo Drobo Wiase FM wo Wenchi Customer FM wo Tebubu Community FM wo Achim Odanzima FM wo Axim EBMO FM ewo Jomro Look FM wo Tepa Abotoase Naspa Radio London Abawa Radio London Tumi Radio London Sources Radio London Golden Beach Radio London WBLS London Free FM ewo Manchester Amansan FM wo Merton Keynes Dormat Radio ewo Frankfurt Germany Radio Living ewo France Keynes Radio GH ewo France Nkwa FM ewo Italy Kanau FM ewo Rotterdam Ganata Radio ewo Den Haag Kayana Shannon so other number of radio stations across the world and womo apikiyembo biajo edeba 107.1 so ewo Nkran Hase Madina Zongo Junction Hollywood Building no more Emobia Akwaba Amarado ewo USA Denver Colorado Ahimfie Radio ewo Connecticut USA honso obeti enka ede efriho na woko internet no so a www.oman107.1 honso onsa ebeka no akai ahye nso ede amaye ma oremfi se woko YouTube nso a honso onsa ebeka ewo Oman FM na ehonso wahye nso ede amaye.
Mr. Speaker, the Honorable James Agalga, my very good friend, has talked about how the MPP government terminated some appointments. Mr. Speaker, assuming without admitting that even happened, shouldn't our governance move forward? Shouldn't we have good governance? And indeed, when we promise resetting, what does that mean? But Mr. Speaker, more importantly, may I refer the House, Mr. Speaker, may I refer the House to Article 191 of our national constitution, which states, and I quote, "A member of the public services shall not be dismissed or removed from office or reduced in rank or otherwise punished without just cause, end quote. Mr. Speaker, we are building a nation, and there are hundreds and thousands of people out there who have lost their jobs. I think our friends from the AF, he took an oath, Mr. Speaker, on the second schedule of our national constitution, where he said, and I quote, to protect and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, end quote. Article 191 is a provision of the Constitution of Ghana, and the President is enjoined to indeed defend and protect this provision of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, the President, in the same schedule, swore an oath to do justice to all manner of persons. Some of these people whose appointments have been terminated, some are NDC members, Mr. Speaker, some are MPP members, some are non-partisan, some don't even know what happens in politics, and yet a president who says he'll be father for all has terminated the appointment. When President Mahama was leaving office, Mr. Speaker, he appointed Mr. Joseph Whittal as the Commissioner for Shraj. He appointed Joseph Nkrumah as Chairman of NCCE. On 23rd December 2016, he appointed Daniel Domevilo as Auditor General. Mr. Speaker, it is not Abu Jinapor,
member conclude.
or it is not the minority. It's not the minority, Mr. Speaker, who is giving the president names. No, Mr. Speaker, when you go out there on the streets, it's the Ghanaian youth who are talking about that. That the president promised to create jobs, and yet he's come, and the talk on the street is that Mahama Bako terminations, baby. Mr. Speaker, and that is why they have named him. We haven't named him. The minority hasn't named him. They have named him Terminator number 1. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, we call on the president to rise up to the occasion, to jettison the promises, and Mr. Speaker, and honor his commitments of providing you for the Ghanaian people. What we heard on 27th was a message of lamentations and not a State of the Nation address. Mr. Speaker, thank you for the attention. Then Mahama has formed
107.1 so near ha Omanfm boiling point so any lawyer could draw kwaba.
Yeah.
Boko de.
Nyamiadum.
Okay, that's a new say wa dwane na ye ba bi din komo kakra niama hodo a ekoso Ghana ha no de edoso but mo de my professional say niama no bi wo hono ma wa hu say Ghana Bar Association my issue statement.
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel with that statement?
Yeah. The encheke sema etifo ne adofo me de thumbs up enso be ma Dr. China.
Okay.
Wakasa yi pa especially wa church party no dey see party na ni so in terms of registration into before ema modern so be hwe for no ye na registration ni dru ho a wakwa akotwe wudin nti doctor edwase pa na ohwe letter na. The letter was carefully crafted. Sana mihuno.
GBA letter.
Yes,
no? Okay.
It was carefully crafted. Because omutinas they made me call my dream in say they look at processes are president no and abano afaso for the remover. Into which say almost sign a quote processes no per the constitutional provisions. Inti ejumekuo bia na uhye aban ase no na ye decide ne hye wonsa anamo a wutu no esese wohwe etu sa anamo no pepepepepepepepe because nti e kan sa ne say chief justice na mu no eye public servant. Chief justice no a public servant ena wohwe per article 181 clause 1 any 2 now or see public servants shall not be victimized or discriminated against in line with constitutional provisions. Inti say ebasa ye dismiss no and ye remove no every office no without just cause no yesusu no SSC ye wedi no wo hwe ebi ti say a friend saying CDD any attorney general there was a case about administrative bodies, the discretionary powers are any kwanse we use no incessantly. So me na menya to me intimate me isu ni say and amit me isu ni say. Brian ye hwe ne nsunsuanso a ewo enioma mienu ana miensa e pese e ka ho asem na international community no your regional blocks, your continental blocks, your the global economy, your countries are etwa Ghana ho ahia, your countries are Ghana nkasa nso shemu Africa hanum, your countries are the global environment no. Se ekoba se yetusa na mon say ye yi chief justice through a particular petition ya file na ekoba se enipa binum adwene se there is a perceived political motivation na che se amanyo sem abewuram ana se eye fine na se eye fine yo se eye politically motivated evidences na buy and pay the petition no so one pass here the tutu ho na outcome no ba ebeboa oman no ana se emoa oman no se ginaya committee no ebesi edisa ensemfo anama president no, the president has got the prerogative to make a decision. Say, oh, okay, mudi we say na bremi me na me was to me na ye this akofana na hye mensa enti no metro aso akọ ana se metwe sign sa to me no ekra no. Now whatever decision that is taken no, the international community is looking at us. Share the economic issue.
Koso
ye wo ye sikasem, ye wo ye budget issues, ye wo economic issues, ye wo dwadie, ye wo international relations, ye wo diplomacy. Sane omani nyina no ye ade a ebochi dom se eba emrasem mu, eba emra entutuye, eba legislative output, eba aban nankasa running the economy, eba Ghana for ye suban ne sane yetutu yonioma ni nyina ne kafra ema enyansunsuanso ewo ye dwadie mu. Ye tie kansa ne se nansia na enya ne tie so America kra the tariffs ni nyoma atutu countries including Ghana and Ukraine. We are still working it out to get it what cleared. Now the question that we ask ourselves is se eba se decision bi anase gina bi ba na obi ono wo Europe anase Asia ana Caribbean ana Middle East ana Africa ha or wherever no obeka say yani Ghana fo ne didwa edwa no so aye di nsem bebre wo mu emransem wo mu enioma anye emransem wo mu enipa ntemu eni ehunkuta wo enu mo nyina ahihye mu entisisi ana me total export anase enioma me de ko Ghana na me ne edwadi a me ne Ghana fo di no esa se sa enioma we se yakokoso na ebia
minyasam kokoto a
sanity
me ho ba kiri mi nti no
enti
me nkokora
sanity ntu bo se no wate output no so enti dwadia the volume of trade converted into financial valuation and as a monetary value no na tia ba form enti sika ya hwehwe from the a friend is saying trader Ghana ni sa amaman na say nkrofuko na say nyumekuo and even foreign direct investors no bo say eswati o me kan show direct because of near air coso na we kuruche e dia koma aban foforo anase kuru foforo enti ABS ye ne wo enfanse bia 22% a eso beti aban enfanse bia 14%. Na difference no o dia koma e bia Togo ana Nigeria ana Algeria ana Angola ana South Africa e ho no yesika sema tochima enti the net revenue na ye hwehwe free wo mo ho no eso ate ye ba hanso abribia ye budget no so ye prepare the total income ye hwehwe no so no ye nsaka crampo na the expenditures crampo na se ye bo ho ka no ye abribia and there is deficit gap and a deficit finance na ye hia sika kra se ba be so enti wo deficit finance no emu asa peja because sika e free abrochire ba eba be foa ode no so no wo se na atochema because of ensemsem say ya enkrofom ni edi dwa the foreign investors ni companies ni donors ni top institutions any countries on ni edi dwa no na ehun atochema de etosume na yɛbɛka kyerɛ ne sɛ ɔntena se ne yɛmfa foforɔ mmra enti the choice is very key deɛ ɛtɔ so mmiɛnsa yɛwɔ the Ghana Bar Association yɛkɔ bar conference yɛkɔ training programs yɛkɔ wei sɛ ne ade no it can also even start from there so okay if you choose chief justice the bench the bar and other ancillary judicial officers and the judicial system and we can say so okay the first process no yɛnkɔ start with the bar conference ebi nipa we na no krampo no ayɛ a little bit competitive na bi nipa be mienu ana miensa nine na kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo no ma bɛyɛ the topical issue a yɛpɛ sɛ yɛchoose ɔmo na ɛno no yama campaigning kakra n'ani so ade hunu na amana lovely enti ebe more elective ubohu sɛ o yenya yi na apɛ o saa tumi no because ana be yi na free so no na we go through a lot of processes but we said the president has unfettered discretionary powers enti the council of state the committee the other processes no is at the behest of the president enti ehon so braya these are some of the friend is saying offerings are member in terms of this particular area. Now you go forward no.
Yeah, the best to us no say boiling point so any Orauku boko there.
Boko well.
Zempera so said ordinary so na no say adwuma nyam ne na.
Say enema ekoso o mani mu no. Odwe ho a onti ase.
See the old man what chum for you ba ko fi ade akwa.
Now onim abeto dwane fa he.
Say
oko say uba na mse tenase no ase onye yi papa ase on person
oko na arrangement in internet say osere kwa oko
say enne nyankopon ya madum no ase wa bawuram ha say ya
say tama me ka say chief accountant be dwane abed be dwane na production team na ani age o shows na accountant dwane wa say
oba no ana ase tema no wa man nti no opentem just me see me sore atwamani abeto he
na on speed am de kwa about them ko fe no me ko na just say
no nani obedi nante has ayede
ye fan chef
me dwa rough
ye fan chef fridge
say abetas me ni fa na dibika kitikiti udwane akoda anyway it's all good ebiana next week it was joining na ogu
well
say
we chief justice issues
but when him say chief justice issues in the man some na wo ankasa nso eso akokata and some to say cocaine ho nsem
strategy of this government monitor media skip na so mo hwe na say nema ekoso no emfivor ma then they will put something into the system
na osro ho no dum so na bi ho
I tell you me no ka say
ya dum kan
because there are people who called me say yes about boiling point you bet you me do the sending messages and wadum kania no eti bad I mean the doom so situation there I don't know I just say Iram Hamad there you see me the last time I came here me catch them say me expect to be papa bia from the man because he has been president before he has been vice president before and you send na memo no ekwe. And me all about the second term, no, the second coming of Hero Mahama. No. Me, I was not expecting anything. Different, and I have been proven right because Doomsday over 3 months now, and behind Chelese, and then ya Doomso no Omabe so amai. And instead of you focusing on enyema ehunya bread and butter issues, nkofu nya light in van yeduma industries collapse. And no an issue for Hero Mahama and Bino. The focus is to do away with the Chief Justice because a campaign promise, clear campaign promise, and Hero Mahama said opposite of failing because answer no by your man penny or in meetings in the campaign issues are be raised to the point say Okushia NDC lawyers ekachire wonsi the judiciary is packed with MPP judges and indeed they should also get ready say Oba he will make sure say Oba balance the equation. In fact this time he's not even going to balance it but from the look of things the agenda is that let us packed the court with NDC judges. Clearly, this is what Yura John Mahama episode. And in fact, Yura is doing it time without number has stated, say, after the judiciary, they have to make sure say MPP judges. Now, how did we get here? Say, Oman my way, yet to me a target a whole judiciary say a dominated by MPP judges. Well, how did we get here? Oh, and they are carrying some agenda no from opposition into government. And one of the key issues they want to deal with is to make sure say Chief Justice FUO. And Onipa look at the number of petitions. But now it's the petitions I have 5.
I have 5, yeah. That's him,
just one person. And who say it's been cooked. It's been cooked. Ya should and ya prepare. I don't know say want because ushe the issues now reason. I mean, just me a lawyer, but what's who assess the issues one after the other. Clearly, there is no substance, and you can say there should be a prima facie before the president will forward it to the Council of State. And the nema over your catch and say Chief Justice no ayeno. We know it to me constitute prima facie. And as I say, you to me forward this petition to the Council of State. Niye jinaso at the formal committee at the PAMO Chief Justice and niye be honoma. For instance, answer na Yura Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo ebekono. The same petition, Yura Kwaku Asare, Kwaku Azan, sent the same petition to the president. Yura Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And when Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo looked at the petition, the content of it, he said, we will never constitute what we call prima facie. And so the petition was thrown away. The same content, the same reason. Yura Kwaku Azan erezi it went through the process, General John Mahama by the same petition has resurrected. Ama yedi ako General Dramani Mahama Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And they go through the process. Council of State, who said no, as a frivolous. There's no substance, and so it was thrown away. And then the same issue is raised. General John Mahama by the same issue, the same content, the same reason. General Kwaku Azan ejina so. Electoral petition, the same content, nothing has changed. And on 2 principles, both in civil law and criminal law, you could clearly see that the woman is not being treated fairly. It's not being treated fairly. And you need lawyers, Kukudam, president officer, advice, Dramani Mahama said, on these 2 principles of res judicata and then double jeopardy, you cannot, be entertaining the same matter again. Again, there are other issues. For instance, you say woman any parliament issues, she took some decisions. Almost say there was the rules of natural justice was not followed. But you see, again in the law, we are told to say the judiciary, anybody who works within the judiciary, judge, you cannot be put on trial for a decision that you have taken in the course of your work. The woman was working as a judge, not just as a chief justice, but he was working as a judge. And the identity we are being told to say, oh, you're a judge. Now, so could take a judicial decision. And the year of John Dramani Mahama there, you will be prosecuted for taking judicial decisions, which is clearly against the Constitution. I think Article 127 or so. Why? Say, as a member court, not as judge, Mama me ruling, Mama me decision. Now, a judge is being prosecuted because of a decision that he has taken. This is clearly travesty of justice. Clearly, this is not prosecution, a pure persecution. If you want to follow the law, morality, all aspects, it clearly shows say mameno and I say yem penasem yem button out. So because anka panel Supreme Court no any pabakun, and let's make it clear, say yem mame Chief Justice, he is not the Supreme Court, he is not the Judiciary. In fact, onono is an aspect or yejuma. So when we sit as a panel and we take a decision, why is it that she is being singled out for persecution? Why is that the other members who took the decision? Because the minimum say the assembly quarter judge be a ne judgment. Yes, yes, obia kwanadwin or the Emma judgment. Adintina ye mami Chief Justice in kwade ne judgment and a decision you take, now he's being prosecuted or persecuted for what? Is it incompetence? Is it misconduct or incompetence? And see, from all angle, whether in law, morality, governance, ne abano wrong. And since yes so and it's adding other judges in account we are not following and persecuting them. The other judges now are marking any parliament case, adding come incompetence. Why is that the other judges are not also being tried for incompetence? Clearly, woman say fabulous. The woman has been targeted. You see, it is sad because anka emadie sebi. You should not be persecuting women for no reason. For no reason. Minka se sebi or your bar na say okita public office no ayen fun so a meyenka. But who say nia ekoso no it does not gel. It just say esisi and look me papa e wa futu bi o de mami. O say se wo bo udin na wo de shemra. Anas wo bo udin na wo de tumra e wo kwambone so a enye. Sisi ya kama kwa yese yeru adondromani mahama ori twasa bi di ato yere boni din di ahyehemra yere boni din di atumra na enye kwan papa so because he is rewriting our history as a country. He is rewriting our history and he is writing it in the negative aspect. Ebi see that say aban beba ono de ne number one agenda and say as I say ye two Chief Justice ni yi figure. To what extent? Ebi see that in our history. In at the last time it happened under Dr. Kwame Nkrumah in 1958 or so. Say akokosa. And the repercussions were clear. They were clear. Look, nobody is calling for coup. Nobody. It will be the last thing. But you see, as a country, if we don't have a solid judicial system, look, it gives way for other people with criminal intentions to take advantage of the porousness of the system or institution and act in a certain way. And Obia Yokom, the GBA has spoken, but I think that GBA is some now one can. It is not enough. It's not enough. It is not enough because the same GBA condemned certain statements. Mahama Emeki Yaoka said the judiciary is now packed with NDC judges, and no bar. You make sure say or the NDC judges and so ebabishim.
And your statement now all expect to come back.
Hit you because there is precedence. The man has a certain motive. A dream be a taechia or defeat opposition. So when you say that they must follow due process in their bid to remove the Chief Justice. The due process in anything. Mona mukra amrano. And I'm said amrano.
I said almost some
as if they want to play some kind of neutral game. But GBA, you cannot be neutral in this matter. You see, we must speak truth to power. We must learn to speak truth to power. Me papa Algie. Speak truth to power. Kanokware and found near Sabi overfully offended. Once your conscience is clear, say the Ami Kane is the right thing to be said. Forget about I don't care about Webufu. And you see, GBA, no, it is our last hope. Because the MPP Ebeka, they will read politics into it. That is why somebody will ignorantly tell you, say, oh, Musumu yi Charlotte say if you or we Charlotte say, you know, they say, Onoso Banas or Chief Justice are on family kwanswa normal. You don't even have to compare Charlotte say easy to the Chief Justice. In fact, the Chief Justice office, you know, if it's a whole institution, another arm of government on its own. It's another arm of government on its own. We practice what we call the separation, what we call constitutionalism. It's there. Yeah. Nobody will feel say okita absolute power. That is why we have the various three arms of government, so that parliament cannot say things say a parliament send I feel no any parliament issue by the speaker felt that under the immunity is not subject to anybody. You are subject, you will be subjective to the law. The constitution of Ghana is bigger than any person. Oh, and if one very important critical aspect of our country is being, trampled on. Look, Ghana is Ghana, not because sebe you are beautiful men and women. Ghana is Ghana because we have a solid judicial or judiciary. Because if everything will fail us, the judicial system should never fail us. That is why even in the coup Rollins, but the judiciary as an institution was not touched. Yes, you cum judges, it's true. But Ushe Nyayira Mahama Eyedia, it is tantamount to 1982. Judges are just like that. And now Yera Major Aqua. You see, the ghost of Major Aqua is hunting them. And I told you the last time, say Major Aqua no a new wafasi any Chief Justice. All because one of their loyalists, Amatefiu, has been sacked from Gihok. He has been sacked. And in the whole time, Tam Yera Major Aqua, and the Kokan 3 judges no, Eko boom to and the NDC, their story and their history, and your papa. And one would have thought to be in 24 elections figures, with 2020 elections figures now. Roughly about some small 100,000. And a car NDC, Yerajo Mahama vote. So it should tell you, say, it is not as if Ghana for no it is because for some reasons our supporters, MPP for no, felt say, look, Yanko Twabano. And the statistics shows about 2 million of voters are almost 2 million in 2020 did not turn out to go and vote. And we are NDC supporter. Now say, say they have won hugely, and they can do whatever they want. You should be worried. Ghana was not sold to Yera John Dramani Mahama. Your core elections and now we win here. It does not mean that the destiny and our sovereignty and everything has been sold to you, and that point should be made clear to the NDC and Yera John Dramani Mahama, because maybe is at risk. Our democracy, sa constitution yi amount for edi omu moja omu nipedue akwa apredi ahwehwe edi asiwo no. Yera John Mahama wants to use just 4 years to destroy our democracy and our constitution. We should not allow it. There's an agenda. I'm told some of the regional tribunals in there on person. You see, once you mention these regional tribunals, it sends our minds back to the revolutionary era, where cadres were given powers and authorities to be handling matters, in their own way.
Okay.
Such system they need a chief justice who will be able to help them to enforce that point. And then there's a press release we are being told, say the acting chief justice says that issue assembly court should be directed to you. Now no actually judge it is an agenda. It is an agenda.
Lawyer
for case no judge as I say case in so. And you see sad. say they are almost destroy almost say Oman no almost say Oman no na yaw say Oman a mpanyimfo apre ahwehwe de ato ama yen ye be didi hu kakran no ene de ye wa jo mahama pese oton ni na no say no atego. It is not proper. It is say the Christian Council must rise up and speak against this.
Okay.
The Christian Council must rise up. GBA, Makasade, but Nyamodia Banede ain't sufficient. Okay. It is not sufficient at all. They must deal with this issue with all the force available to them. Okay.
Any out here, Awukuna Ten Kano, Odifo, Luis Appian, so Adjenia. By quick one, my main message to be na for Yanko. We say, good evening. Yesterday, President, today too, I just got home from work. And they have taken my happiness from me again. Hey, Malam Jones, please, I beg, bring back my happiness. We, if we achieve one, and what they buy in Shaba and Neka said, our judiciary shouldn't be under attack. So John Mahama should reinstate the Chief Justice to Tom. This is not the reset he promised the good people of Ghana. In Shaba and Neka, they buy. Odifo Akwaba. Ibi aboko de enkomo ba ko di for kasawia ya meme ya hwe ho asem ye yen Council of State structure
no a group called on her say you remove no
e ma demonstration kura mu fita mele demonstration e kan sem ya intimi kan anyum yes how na many ways of killing a cat. The former national chairman of the NDC or make his statement na go pon
on 27 June 2011 so Chief Justice then Georgina Turia Wood filed a complaint to the IGP against threat of her life. Now, my name is Mokaya. Tamana Chief Justice Theodora or resigning and now Okonahumi Jim on 18 June 2017. Or make a comment or say members in the late John Evans Atamo's government consistently pressured me to step down because I was appointed by John Ajikun Kufuor. You see, we a former Chief Justice, I know I served for 10 years. Between 2007 to 2017, this was statement to Mickey at the point of an exit. History, Senimura Awukuwakano, HSA, the current administration, a very poor history. See,
a judge for a lawyer for
Nantia. Very poor and very bad history. Now, over time, no, omunye adebia a dance and my intimi in who send call for ya new munano and then womasisa. The same odos operandi and no use bibiansa. Now, it's so sad. When you look at the details of reason tia, yakase Yura, her lordship, Gertrude, on Stepedano. I have some very basic question because I'm a lawyer. I'm a law school in Minkobi. But the basic question I'm busy is, you need Kroma. Obit me Korea body. Near man 10 years. Body. Obey suit me go far by si catch do. Now send na drag here for 8 years.
Obi graduate double salary. So
Obi had double salary Kroma. You see, one thing that was here realize is that the so-called judges and lawyers, one, they are humans. Enti otna akunyani bia na nipa suno eda ne ho adi. Eni kwan se ye de hade ni sie. Oye nipa. Enti otna akunyam na obu aten eyi aten a ne nipa su ebeda ne ho adi. Enti obi oti akunya kese ni bia no ruling bi or the baby bia no, no matter how objective it is, the emotions play the role. What you say? The decision of a judge ain't me ye dinti ayaka se ye nua wan ye ni enti koto enchen. Nene kruma kwana doctors from a medical procedure on the life of humans. What is here, doctor be that because in the process say all service a fellow human beings nipanen kwa yagene nkwan. What be that? No, enti ohwe case no and the basis in tia yesi chief justice. Onfa ni dwumadi ento ho. na yewura foforo embe take you wahwase yehwehwe ni nsem ben wo ho ebehwehwem. Another procedure say odwa gisika bia tu kwan oni ni wura na no on the judicial service accountant na. And I say akwantu na okono suddenly oya no koye. You see, that should even tell us that our institutions are not working properly. Because if you have a so-called judicial service, that is to be the service that it desired, like any other institution. The head of finance or the head of accounts, knowing and guiding the regulations of the institution, if the head is doing something untoward, he should be the first person to prompt the leader. Head of finance of judicial service and now director of finance of judicial service, you are suspending him, and I say he's still at post. You see, what's your boss with these basic questions? And I say Chief Justice no, your Chief Justice account or Timiko Binu where you scanny be ashin, but to know the two kwayana. And I say she is so naive, say, Onim say the provisions and not the conditions of service. She's so naive with all these years of service. Yankai said she was elevated to the High Court by John Dramani Mahama in 2014. By her exceptional work, I know why. Maybe
it was Professor Mills.
Yeah, Professor Mills. Maybe by that time, no one to me aligning. No. But just because send her lordship, Georgina Kaya say, just because Nakofua appointment, there were threats on my life. On one exit speech on 17 June 2017, just because Kofua appointment. What nations are we building? A country by NEC. Now let's look at the three arms of government: executive, legislature, then the judiciary, headed by the president, executive, speaker, legislature,
judicial,
chief justice. Now, it is a siano at the whims and caprices of any president. Ultimate Tinadema say, my judge petitions, I want 90, and also can use to say we need the print, chief justice, committee, council of state, share no unqualified. Oh, my minia, oh, my benny beauty. And Sanyo my our die-hard implications on the fortunes of the nation. I don't know, sir. The managers of the economy, even the announcement of the Chief Justice, any serious government bear the investment response to the announcement of the Chief Justice from Monday Besine. It will tell you that the economic indicators and the forex market and the stock exchange is reacting to this news. What is it? And our die-hard implication on us, possible investors, because our Chief Justice in Pope, the custodian or the owner of the laws of the country, supposedly, then how much more me, the ordinary foreigner, I'm a person who escaped and never show mining, and my Jumano, and also mine, economy in Puntum. It's baby, you see, I was saying it's me and you may. When you did to me a show on sa, yen can't say for 2 men no a year near pay. And even if Ususu said, the Chief Justice is aligned to a certain political party. You see, when you read the 48 laws of power, it will tell you that draw your friends close, but your enemies closer. You see, when will be here, man, now believes in another faction that unia, the person wants to prove a point of say, regardless of the BM, I want to do a very good job. That alone, with that consciousness, it's manipano it deliver beyond expectation. Now, near seeing in your medical cost, it does not augur one for the party itself. Because my time, they be see that even now, any coach judge for me and say, the military man can't why yan 2 months MB. And then I mean, find the crane say, you are coming Japan, the mammy, and then the down was state for a forecourt of the State House. You were wooing so many years ago. And now, you see, the NDC NDC should be careful. They should be careful because baby omunam na true. Oh, true too much.
No more aware there.
That is the question I was it me boso. Baby omunam no true. Because baby amodem onsako kan. And you see, it's so funny. Say person de to the see Charlotte saying who was a head of an institution. An institution just like any other institution that we have in Ghana. Just that with this particular institution, which is under the executive, the constitution clouds it up with a certain level of autonomy. And the distinctions and I said the reasons here involving Charlotte say going on is far advance, a different, a dance so. Saying the reason why a man for their bank about a good year. Her lordship Gertrude in Sassel on Van Quatinase, non fan Yanshan Zeme Kosu. May they make catch up simple. Me and yen no ma a fatting in Anna was here. Maybe the vulnerability of our constitution. Send your constitution in Nemreyo is it here. Ain't mean church no me been perfect because what is the definition of prima facie? Definition what is the standard measurement of say a same way qualify say yeah what is the definition of that? And if you have the vulnerability and I'm away your constitution in and I'm signed to know yet to me undefined certain clear parties in terms of how we bear your man and I'm at this government. Led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I take this approach. Efata, but efatana is in line with the Constitution, but efatane say what's away. And to what end? What do they seek to achieve? Say, mbe pave way, you sack a lordship, now do nipa bebem. Then what? President Ben Agesha what is the precedent? Is it to say, sir? As part of reinforcing and also ensuring and the manifesto promises which one part of it was say you better 24-hour economy and good boy they can't buy and a good boy. What you say?
Interest one you
can see solve electricity or buy or can so all mining reserve for everyone mining in the forest reserve or say illegal or the ally ever call parliament to make it illegal. Say even the president does not have authority say Obama license say command or minor reserve. And the here one gold board. Yeah. You see how you one gold mine or Ghana into cocoa board. Even when the gold is yours and you want to use it for your own purpose, you have to sell it to the government. And when I put you on one to your show, another leg. Hey, when no more NDC's lawyers caucus. At the time the Ghana Bar Association and the conference, the NDC Lawyers Caucus was also doing their conference. And we had groups of people who were lawyers, respected so, almost from NDC lawyers, almost conference, invited John Dramani Mahama. In those conferences, one of them, and Kaze, unanimous 7. You know, that was a clear indication. Is it to say, or actualize it the campaign promises.
Na landia mami, daroma.
Enti minia, baby e wono. Yentimi for minor embotches. Yentimi your minor see a bonnet dame. Mr. Yura, John Dramani Mahama. You see, baby had any done was said that. Nadia, why ya say even ministers, no more just salary as a minister, as I just salary as an MP. What is so criminal than this act? Even them, they were pardoned. By president be or buyer or share the substance or would say yes, I deal with a very criminal case, but he also looked at the service of the people to the service of Ghana. You know who say even though it's criminal, as a fatami say but a fatamiana, a fatamino or major fatam no say fatani say also yes a Ghana man penny or Jamane Kokai, a dear Bonena Chief Justice.
A dear Bonnie, Chief Justice, Louis Apia D4 and our 10 and canon. Wafakumre, a walk for the hour say the petition against Charlotte was originated by members of her own outfit enti offer mema good evening enyumre quick one ma memfa ba konso wa na fe na yenton ade kakra na fe ba yemeto aso o say I am saying that the new patriotic party must give the NDC equal markings and stop being diplomatic. On the other hand, the NPP must be ready to battle NDC communicators from all angles. The president has intentionally and strategically packed the public service with celebrities, especially with the media personalities. I see an agenda. Oh, okay. Abanoma, good evening. Agenda chrono. Yabatinity. Entry C4C specialist hospital say me more kasi anyum say we be our consuming carbonated beverages ahodo bi makofa how e de abrel BP na fe diabetes ade no hepatitis A B C D E na how wadwen a ene wo mo the Indian based C4C tonic aba ene obi a kwala pani opemfo bi a etiminum bi ade na humpe bi nom na oliver no enye emfansi ho ma na wunya nkwa na wuntimi transit na enenchine se woni giadro hu na obenum bi ebeboa wo papa nti from e was 0500 04031331 and I said 0500 040328 from us one sa ebetimi akamo Samsung akontonche links limited wo mo energy tonche herbal capsules e dia ba adwama so nei e ma netron so e memaduru a ebo siesie mama ye no etimi agina mo na so ye pa sa wo obi a ugu nsuo eto so adwen wa wonte ase o da na ajuda ko a anaju da suo mu no obetimi agu nsuo be ye mpre be ye num nsia nson wo ho ansa na ade ache mesrewa bomodin asa won sa be katonchi herbal capsules ni be boa na ama immune system no aye strong na etimi atusa yade ni nyina se wanya namu yade ni bi pen ablante bema na wantu ase yi a sunsunsan so na be kira eya na no odin ye pa bomodin asa won sa be ka tonchi herbal capsules ni bi na be boa ema watimi ade ho na mema sem no ebetimi agina na so papa obenya biato ewo all leading pharmaceutical shop obetimi afre wo no mom ewo 0553511159 garlic no eye papa nenso ne nkaninti no eya na dodo na mpeso mbawe mimi se mempe ne wie no kura sanse nkaninti nanso me no ka say Spanish garlic mixture for the capsules aba se me no ka say eboa ma onum bia etimi boa ma wutimi etu yade bi se kese ye broso hypertension yade no enka bone aka say free wanum eba enkono hwiane nyina betu ase sanso no ba obu nsa ya obu o senso ka ne honam na obetiti ne honam sa ebetu nyina se eboa ma moja ne timi di afusane ye efitirimo de kokosi na se ntiri nyina so etimi ejejina so bomoden sa won sa beka bi na won bia ebeboa papa free number 6 open chiremu bia 0266 114 111 Franco say open mobile phones home appliances bia na phone chire na so ye na said e be na unim Franco ni office that there was circle na unfree eye tutu unfree kofodua unfree nsanwa mu ma mesin kontino me ma numbers bi na office numbers na ba bia ugina na obekire ne branch e ben na ba bia obekọ bia so 40% discount there wa ye free so e the amount but modern aso be Franco e was 0246 422338 and I said 0555 939 Franco says still now phones apapapa efie mame call layer odro so na fe no cancel
yes sir
oya na me bisa question bi say baby a ye wosisi yes say ahwemra ne yi ana if you say the 3 arms of government you know so person we impeach president we have to take majority of MPs and say what mean impeach president sound no speaker and so speaker we have more than to test and say what mean and judicial no call the chief justice just committee no we
okay say
yan hwamra ne bi mo ana
say yeah I say hwamra ne bi but say you know president near to Obama no and a speaker no so no a parliament for the to Obama no so there had been elections conducted on them but chief justice in the Anto Obama no so they didn't say senka ono so to aba ono so there I'm sure say the framers would have made sure say anka ono so no yeyi na free ho no e be sa 2 tests anase bia 75% anase bi sa these are some of the lacunas problems are ewo constitution But
lawyer me about Emrano say your power chief justice you didn't call parliament. Say parliament everything.
Yes. Yes.
So why that provision of the law that says that parliament should vet the chief justice? Now the parliament say I want to understand.
I think it's also this one is bringing constitutional evolution. I say, baby, a court show no. You say you beat me. SCC. On say, and you may be on tested grounds. To say, mammy, I on tested grounds. Inti. Bokane woman in ano. A PAPA. Say, hey, inti. Obi between the petitioner call. Na president na Jinas work as okay. And media man. So is it that is it easy like that? Those are the questions. But say bia a two test na yet to no swaba enye easy because bet me nya o party for ni bi cramp on nya den. We dey share Trump I think say latter part na oba be freeze no I think 2019 ho baby. They want us to impeach him. But it couldn't go through. Because the process itself intina I can say ye chief justice na freeze no yen codify na say yen kruche emra ebemu muayebe offer ehu hia pa because ya anya ne saa o background na na bia wadwene mu ne nsusue mu no se obi susu se bia wudi nafa wampo no the confidence ahotoso no kro wo mu se wudi judicial anim kra no na wa woso o be woso bia ko ebibi kra mpo a na suro bia be den abehye wo mu na mo se wo fapem se wo ade no kra mpo no ye fine to say senior president yi ne say speaker yi ne dia
what the man ya duma hunsuro
no credit me 75% because it's the judicial penal those not chief can cool see judicial don't mean touch wo mo because ejuma no mo ye every time bia no directly linked to the operations the attitude just say ye bobre nankasa no awaresem enyumasem adibia wo wiase bia no nti na say the law cut across everywhere but say legislature ni ho dia still no Oman it me koso my judicial ni ho pe it means everything breaks down nti say na ye hu lacunas no ewo mu no de mesre say the choice the election the appointment sanomani nyina no yentoto no foforo anase yen hyemu kena and especially see in a free akonya so enu de ade a edi oyene ebapa na ewo so many implications so o mine mu krampo because Ghana no hwe na chief eka no on say NDC won additional a little above 120 something or 130,000 votes and granted say the other people getting to 2 million to year. Every biano the percentage is between 44 and 47% straddling within that enclave for two parties, it means a Ghana for you can't get for granted. Our parliament, of course, the executive may have influence, but certain decisions be work rampo na. Saman form for asumpo young kotuswa bampo. Eba na Rebecca no we dey. Me kotuswa bampo na ebia akocho. Emede nuguase aba.
Related to a closed parliament and use it to discredit a whole chief justice as a means to remove her. Where in this world can this take place? The attempt to remove the chief justice is fallacious, unconstitutional, and must not be entertained whatsoever. Okuku Seku Damfa. Quick one, cancel.
You
MPP, thank you to almost here, national one no. Member the almost here Western region. Na omatwa to musa
nti ende be kasa fa ho hawa na I think say eye pa na it's supposed to have been done a little earlier Oman na ABM sempany4 ehun say yedi ncho no esese ye mpensempensemu ne ehwe say okay yankotena se 98 amanfo no disem report ne by na ye hu na
nyanyina so bi
ansa so and I think say though it has not been public but there are reasons to say there are certain things we didn't do right. That's the more reason why you didn't do. Now going forward, our advice is say the communication setup of the party is very key. Now, one thing so I bet me put the government on its toes, and they say a basa say cocaine issue, electricity issue, a DBI issue. No, the party structure must organize the communication program such that say emphasis be a juada, sa a juada 9 a.m. no Eastern Region Communication Block, Volta Region Communication Block, Asante Region Communication Block. Western the same time, you know, Yanka Sentia, Diabani, you know, it has greater effect. My friend is saying just one press conference. Into all the communication block for MPP, the whole Ghana no say 9 a.m. a Jordan 9 a.m. no BS in there so.
That should be the agenda.
That should be the agenda. Because we go higher press conference from national. They might not hear. But regions need here at least everybody. Nayama the district communication team no up the electorate said this is what we are coming to talk about in relation to how the governance system is going. And I tell you, say 16 regions, you know, CSR simultaneous communication. I mean the communique being churned out on a particular government.
Na meba we mamichia me repenyi wo kofrodia one ni kunomutie mo se menchi omo na meba kofrodia weekend ya menye duane ndi se wa ne Uncle Simon michia wo
se wa ne Uncle Simon e cha weekend ya baba wa na o che ne si kwanse ba maminka we kwekwa na fi na ye nko ye nimo we fi New Durban South constituency second vice chairman Joe Pasasa. Osin Sempera, greetings to youth organizer, the incoming youth organizer. He has said it all. Odifo, last seminar, Joe Pasasa. So, no. Once Joe Pasasa, always Joe Pasasa.
Mr. Michano, Joe Pasasa, ye na Joe Pasasa.
Says Aka is think of
Chairman Arafat. Yeah, Odifo, it would be a very important question. Say acquire your first the Chief Justice. For you think say yes and share view. Why is it that Parliament any say our the impeachment of the Chief Justice? What's Article 125 of the 1992 Constitution? Okay. I can clearly say justice emanates from the people. Justice at training it emanates from young Ghana. And it's not saying you to me kotena court won't you know. Yeah, decide to me no at the judiciary no say administer justice on our behalf. We did not put this very, very important responsibility in the hands of the president. Because they say politicians today, justice, you know, sometimes they will look at the political colors. But the judiciary is supposed to be unbiased. So we are saying that justice should emanate from the people, but the judiciary will administer on behalf of the people. In the various three arms of government, you know, they were representing the people. Say a parliament. And I think that we need to look at this law. Edit to me kesepa koma omampenya onono besha kesena krano because Council of State in consultation advice near the no meaning just gymnastics. Gymnastics because Yakoba we don't even know the discussions that went on. Council of State
elections no na Ashanti region there omoto ba ko na ntokwesi ya omosa me can say looking at
a lot of people
Council of State we there afuto be pa no mo de be ma o mampanya e be afuto be ka say
in fact, there are people of the view say even the Council of State now it has outlived its relevance. I'm say Trimupontia years our Council of State, you know, and shouldn't any effect because issues been pa na about of national concern. Say Council of State because the position that they take is not communicated to us in consultation with the Council of State. Sir, we must look at this aspect of the law again because it looks like the 2 million baby ashe omanpenye inside. And if you are not lucky, and you have a president like you, John Dramani Mahama, or no, Muntie Trefo, to me, Kase, you will rape the Chief Justice.
Yes.
Emma, you're chomo for contempt. Emma court. Ediom kotum.
Ordinary to me kujao.
Ordinary to me kujao. Oh, enti.
Money you be a man was a church.
Money you be a because such a conduct, a fee, sa NDC journalists free or by Akugan ne Mugabe mu and Sewa John Mahama and ye wo amfere and who says sebe ni amrante ne kan no nenye. He went ahead and granted them the presidential pardon. Enti yedi tumi bebre ama omanpanyi dodo. Na why you lucky say na me kan na unya obi ti say John Dramani Mahama sabe or you careless with some of these things ah. Now sign the judiciary e kwa kwhye such a person in sir. That is say oman no yen dachi e na ye resend because decisions are already taken with respect to Chief Justice. Look clearly a total embarrassment on our democracy as a people. Odi for kind. So we investor. Now say Obabe investe or BMA. You first have to look at a country a strong judicial system. Judicial system, if it can be manipulated by the political class or the president, then it means that you cannot come and invest in such a country. Because so it drives away investment. And sir, Dana, your friends say Chief Justice suspension. If you are supposed to look at the various economic indicators, inflation, it will indicate say a better film because the confidence are the outside businessmen in the economy. A better film. Media, this aspect of the law should be looked at again. We are giving too much powers to the president. Now, when your president are sebe or your careless name and fan or to me Emma pardon to mutie terefwa. Look, say you be Chief Justice. Your cuckoo way petitions, 5 petitions, every one person. It can easily be done, and that is what is happening now. And me, I'll not be surprised. Even the panel now, committee now, all the committee members now, you could see some kind of line. It is towing
former auditor general.
Yes, second line. Obekaya where yede sa Supreme Court. Obi the case because Supreme Court. Now still on the suspension of the Chief Justice. Judge Bako Kahwa. I know Sadan was in the Yamunti Wama court. That's how come the court could not sit to even look at the case. And next judge, you know, okay. Judges are John Mahama wants on better case. The same with the chairman of the committee. Or no, there's a case that involves him. Will be the accord Chief Justice and him. And the young can you and they say and then 1 month suspension or rukufi. We have a problem. Say yet tenacity. Now Yema John Dramani Mahama. It will come back and it will affect all of us.
Mate,
a year.
And
then on the internal elections, I have been advising the party, the rank and file, especially the grassroots. Say, a year say a thank you to. Neyakoda Ghana Fuasi. Say, what to Abamai? A woman said 2024 elections and Uncle Yekra, defeat not a huge. But as a political party, all elections are 2 things. Either you win or you lose. You need draw. Send your ball eternal. Media, I have called on the grassroots of the party. Say, oh my kaya humbum. Say ye kaya humbuma. Ye best I am back to power in 2028. But you do know, we should stop the blame games. We should stop pointing fingers at people. And I win a way, and I win a way, and I campaigns go on farmer, and I work with Jina can we were and I the era of lamentations is gone. Okay. But you do know. We need to look ahead. We need to strategize. So you transit na you can carry home. Na the biada where you see we are say supporters just say supporters no and a problem no if you want mpanyimfo no dey if you meet them they carry themselves at a certain level supporters are your firm on mostly na also the discussions on social media and even key WhatsApp platforms. There's no time to complain. There's no time for lamentations. It's over. Yen kan yon humbum. Meba ha Benada me kachire Ghana for say the soul and spirit of Ghana is MPP. The heart of Ghana is MPP. It is only MPP that is able to transform this country. And so when we feel Ghanaians, when we feel as a party, we are feel Ghanaians. The best romo, and it also kesi ewa yen MPP abayno, and as a MPP political party nimu, SNDC. So yema yehon kwan, yema divisions, yema ntokwa kasa eba yema. The NDC, even though they are performing badly, yet once yen winning another elections in 2028. God forbid though. But say yan trans yen jume ya. Na nia eto yen in 2024 no asen abeto in 2028 ene de nyame mpengu man mpenfo robo homoden say bebia nema no hwe gu yi no ye be say no kakra na asen akoye no biom enti ye be sere party fo no thank you to ye na yenko daga na fo ase ye mo bia opportunity nobody should use this for
security ni party ni mo odi Jesus Christ grab the DNPP anymore on winning election. So the most important thing is we put everything that has gone wrong behind us and forge ahead with unity. So lions, the way they behave, when they see an elephant, not elephants, no you bear 5 bar, no matter form. I'm an elephant. But anytime an elephant go astray, those lions they gather in their numbers and they are able to kill the elephant. 18 we are good hunters. And the meaning of that, and he said they are united. So the service Mwapo 18 we are united. We human beings. The Mesra say MPP, we need unity. And yes, we should forget it. He made it. Me preaching any unity. A Korea.
Me party phone paying for about occupy or Brukamike was any message matter. It is not only your wife and your who are listening to you. We also listen to it. Kwamike, which are we more than come first of the two betia ye na bibrio. Nti we are was sending this ano. One hwe no one ye waduma. O de over ko elections na go dey beto. Nti Kwamike, me that's pass with you. Kwamike,
I'm fan to any ma honorable Daniel. Assembly member for Thanos Electoral for India also team. Okay. And Jeff, my campaign team. Sonia. In the number of forecourt of the State House. Okay. Ira Mankaba, Cabinet Japan, Mami, a national. Na efe because Osha party penufoni you think of all of them were there. Now at the very tail end, and I must hear Cabinet Japan a bem. Now it was so beautiful. Yeah. 10 year a call around to embrace and make sure so no be interactive. You're about me as you see from the nefe. What it means is that the party at the top united. Now there be a sanity. I a straw for the kabuma ne form for neko because even the MPP NDC uba base na ya net time. But to call parliament all the time, we call parliament now make us parliamentarians, some of them are my bosses. Now I felt the way when they were fasting, parliamentary leader back or MPP side, anytime you be break fast in the piano, all the NDC parliamentarians plus the MPP parliamentarians move to the MPP parliamentarians office. Oh no, more break fast. Yeah. And all the time Muslims near fasting just about 3-4 months, 4 weeks ago. On a no break fasting. Until all the time no. The group is united at the top. In Peninfo na carbon na CF4 no yetete ho. Mestre party for. Say baby aye draw no we are the crossroad.
yen kaya humbum even at the base, because a form ne kabum, a strong kabum ne for nan kambuma aye. But there is something that is very funny. You know, there are 3 stages of electioneering process. The part ne kwa adwuma na adwuma ne hwiegu say ya. Aya anytime be pedi obetimi aye adwuma no. No be a we need hard-working people. We was seeing the more hard-working ba. When the elections is getting close, the conversation changes to who is the highest bidder. Like election the time when you know was a year who ye elections no not there was so when ya now for nya no sanka. That time no 4 years. That time no 4 years are going to be. Intimacy party for say yen nyina yen kaya humbom ye kan nwobom yen hwe nia ye de nisi akonya ne so ane de akufranka ne hwe obetimi aye adwuma no because at this point in our life see it me hye efie ye ne hye da me ne wa achi ye ni make sure say ye kwa akodi nkunima. The NDC has just 4 years because every variable bia in 2028 election as at now if you every variable and now by the time it be read this year no not a lot more Ghanaians and ya bomb also say adeni ekoye no ya nyene ye and I shall say crowd that na no me say market to me for ne kem k minuan mo mu ko school so training for kem Ghana adwumayefo a efo ma mo nyina akofi bi kem. You see, Ghana for any abom so there by doing so ya semi and I'm okay. Madam for me young could 2 days. 2 days only light. Oh so because no me when the fridge mu nyina ase. Enti by the time you be we afiwe no. Na Ghana for nyina any abom so. Say den ye koye ni ayemfon so. But say yan kay one bom and she no me ye at the base. Base ye besa kwade no troka sa na hwete na ye lose ya nti mesre sin kai humbo na the thank you tono for me is a good thing, okay, because Ghana need ye me dase hu hia ne papa me chiao ene me dase me say Ghana ni betimi afa wadi wabro because hu no wan chia nti na wan fa na sit down so amana a different nti in this part of the world I find here no make us be an African thing say me dase wan fa nkwa e wedo ema nti in the wisdom of the party be jitu me say e ade papa but yeah kono and committee me if I'm part of the decision makers, let us present a united front in the thank you talk. No, all the people are matter so far as the MPP is concerned. As far as our Nipani able, so betting Yakobi, Yemfa Nipanin count, you making all the needed provisions in Nipan. Now you show a very united front in the thank you talk. You vienna ye befie somewhere July, National Council, a meeting or Congress, near quiet amendment to the party's modalities for elections. Now you see from near Grandia, you never granted for fair. You hear back. Abefie nya be pre to me no kese in 2023. It is a good exercise. Me edru apoye mantem de a me stress me come mabru fair forward eastern region. Edru apoye mantem de na me di mu bajim full time. All the constituencies are ye be call in the region. I'll be part of it to make sure say ye kan ho bom ye na ye hwia ye betimi de to me number. So it's a good thing. Me bo part na ba say omodia but do belated but better late than never. Say be kan ho abunya ko ye thank you to no na ye wie ni nyina wie na ye befia ya be hyehye enwo ye edi nkonimde na e fata say be ba 2028 no abregana fo medas
papa abusia ma me mo kase se edro bi wa bonten so a eboa pa eyenubna ne habamba no ehini na haban makomako 46 ene ye de aye eye bitters ti se nwumre ise ya wadi die awie na wunya kakra na the 4 minimum ebo asiesie ni padua no pa eno ene jaga 4 bitters onsa ka bia ebeboa papa ahonde ewom no enye ahwane ketwa sanso na memma no nyina nso misa tabia takum akira kwan ɛbɛboa wo ɛma no nso asiesie o mɛma yɛ no ɛma watimi agyina wo na so sɛ bɛma ma menya no so na menkɔ ahoma no so na afei yɛnhyɛ aseɛ na yɛnni nkɔmmɔ number no ɛyɛ 0245 638748 0245 638748 and afei 0508 346 915. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Yes, I'm Pacho. 1 minute. Quick one in content.
1 minute.
And council.
Yes, someone is about neighbors.
Neighbors. Oh, this year, young
because on Monday from your station, your phone, instead of Katan Loka, I'm saying a Michel, I'm saying.
I just saw
that station a year here. I've been catching your boy, no moon, but it's honorable in our country. Now that you could young now someone can you see a I could play with China, papa. What think I saw one and now the moon will be. Kayoni Bakua, Ibuna, you must second for the fair. There's one source once, in Yamfa, my panel fireball. Now, MP, and Chayo, not a dancing gun of 42 minutes and someone. Some of me said, Kenya and time. Meeting, woman, what the 4 channels over here. Swanty and Maticopo, Minnesota Tibiano, therefore I could never chance. I'm a Yata Akuyan. Mamma proposing in November.
Mati, Medas, Papa Neighbors. Hello, good evening. Okay, sorry, when Timena so Yanko na Yenin Como 0508 346 915 and after 0245 638748. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, Chief.
Hello?
Yes, I'm Pacha Meton, can you baby accept you?
Yo, Pacha, Mama Joe.
Major also.
Yo, Mumaya, dear Papa. Now, I don't want to say. One, the people can say, NDC, your party, they be a motion in young judges. Every time. Come Japan, the Papa, and the other phone. I can't depend you. I'm cool. I was here. I will go outside. Now, Kupon Kwan, and 2 people so are getting a you who identify. 2. The Munte 3. Naboka Fa, Mani, who judges you. So, no book you. They will go and attack them. Sanity, now, more pretty more. I'm pretty more, my free. It's a woman. Now, the Ecosi, I know.
Okay.
Mate. Before, you know, Baco. Yeah, Baco.
Okay.
Then in French or Mano, if you are, Madame Papa.
Okay, Martin Midas. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Me Pacho, maybe accept him, but meet you.
Oh, I didn't remember. In fact, Chief Justice issue now, Abama. Almost support NDC in your mama. I said, no, almost Shaban Piasse, almost the future effect of the bread or minor. Because, yes, I buy for back pay, onto the Chief Justice paper. I say, now, politicians pay the authority or judges in Chief Justice. So, yes, I bet so, maybe you can't go about money. Why we did the Ukraine, a court of crackers and Quebecers won't keep. But I almost say, I say, if you are the so in the air or more. So, Emma, MPP funds or panel capacity, and many are the because I will be our bad radio should be a better. I'm only not blaming now or my can because blaming now or bono. Oh, come, will be a come. So, and now making you be out there to say 2028 MPP bearing the election of Ghana easy. 2028 MPP bearing easy. And if you hear me say, on the total, on money may I want to amber or man now, you see, we are that. And the want to bear on my phone. MPP before I say, you're going to the young channel position, which are ready, and yes, I may go for the name about me, and the upon wall. I think I found one more. I want to a science channel almost dinner. The girl fall now, my one junior almost say a cook for the maybe answer the back. And no one will say, then and kiss her. Put up and trouble.
Okay. Bachamati. Medas Papa. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Sina Bacha, maybe accept you.
Medidi, Rota, the Frefi Old Nemo.
Brother would
know.
know.
Chill, Miss Howard. I send you a car, Hammond, but say, yeah, MPP for you, and intimate so President John Mahama or your president. Just maybe a woman more dear, no more president, and now Fado, and Akufado, but of my side, and then friend president or your kind of president now. Okay, me come and some so well. And this is media master mammy can't be a yen, send out Musu, no mobile tea, yen, send a mobile or mine. No, master, intimate and yamming President and when John Dramani Mama, Yama say, Basa say, Yama Basa say, no be, or no names of a winnie, me no creme, man, because me yari, me names of bet winnie is who a winnie. Timoma yam fight, ya hondi, na yam fam bo. MPP, Beru, not said a bear gonna for Betty. Now 2028 year, what Judiciary, if we say, you, the Baba Power, Aberu Ghana, if it's MPP, Abaya, or Betty Ghana, you made us in.
Mensa so made us, Papa, you to ask Mammy. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
But you didn't be accepted. Yanko Padam here, Pa. Gadoni.
Gadoni.
Yanko.
You, Mamikia, honorable Kumpa Japan. Na me mama ya Pascal Jesu oni dombo de mekia mani me one will say on my thing na work on man in this morning ke tikadie ni ahanta ni nyama and throw papa we nsem no o kan wo big am keke du kuko me na tika o modia ayago ya tanke Ghana for ke aban wo ya hunu dada wa babu o man 20 ya hunu tede na mamoti mamu ye mistake one will near Yama Suposu. Missy Honorable, say, like Kanya, where I was doing, but you bang I am. If you cry out to you, you know, you. Oh, I will see a Junquano Wulano. If you are Junquano, if you are there, I told you, I have 15 cities. Until you know, we are Junquano. Until best let the 7 thing for Kayan. Yan Kayan boom. 93 and Yamaye. Now, maybe I will say 2028. Inshallah, you beg your mind last year. MPP better, but I'm a done up and you came up. Honorable William Yaki.
Hello? Hello?
I didn't move back and come to Uncle.
Are you? Go, Juma.
Major said, General.
Yo, and you have Saka, you mentioned on chair. One of our family, Martin. And you my power bowl parliament. Almost and so much Juma Papa, and I'm chair deputy general secretary. And I had your Safi Mohammed and a John Cancer. Yo, the American you say, just say the MJ, you have a cotton for your question Grufun Kuran, Ama Kasa, Akoso, the Bia Uncle Yeno, Facho, Yansa quality mistakes. Because NDG for the may say every 1 year, Konabu say yes. NDG for Mamma Mobu and Azum Mamma Mobu. Omun diminya we tumsono ka fe na be ba kase what ya je ne wa mata ten ka kan kakra na visa so mu ye bibi omun yehu omun ba ye omun ka kwan ho asem omun ka school ho asem na yi wo ya di ma pam we enu ko ho adwuma no omun ye what ya je enti o ma we di in fact the yantimia am for suana 128 yantimia anyi wo ma na mfiri wo musemu a ene asem beto ye Ese kushia na eko fosi no ye ton fosi di kushia ana na no buja ma me wasi amu ya tuna muja na moto abaye den moto ye den adena nkoye ndi azi awe na na ndi for do mutimi muwa ye ngi before yan share ne mayi na o man ya na ye de bekoye ni bye
bye me see that papa hello good evening
Mr. Penyera
Ajingo yanko etio
my fan check ese ma
Major so.
Familia D4 incoming regional organizer. Only say you are D4. Only a branch here said you are 12 years. I didn't chew. With my friend Kophobia Grassroot. A boy about to say, my Juma. You did for the bio Yanko Ponshaw. Let me check with Mr. Atta, former boss headmaster. And Sapa, the BIA carrier can afford to be a boy ambassador. Of a young kaboom. It's a family age already. Sanka and 1 month. They can fear Yedi. 90 Zako 4 years, Ako 8 years. They can fear Yedi. Let him a political scene with him. It's happening like a boom. ni ade ba ko ya de bo bi partner bi gas be ni power e je seri e ko fashion da ba mo ayi kan ne da man mama cement e na mo na for Ghana and e get no be Ghana e ko yi and e say ye political ye say ne ye kukura enim and e ku ni Ghana ye yi justice ye yi treasurer penny ye yi police penny and e demand penny for ne yomadi e je mo ye ti ye bi kan kai ho mo a na Ghana ko ni e bi se fa your back Ghana for you fa jam fa so and the Ghana ni mo ase ya ne to go ni ka se mo so bi Ghana bi totality part dey about television e chemo bi e Ghana Africa and go very
okay ajingo mate medasi papa ma memfa me last call na fancy. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Abahe man pacho metio
yo me pacho de ko so Ghana for ye me say adwen no say so say dio just to send this before that guy kakra ya say to who me who kotin me who batin enye nyina o but ommo dwi so ano na do so na wa dwi so so ni pedia ne bre hwe okuja to no ni foreign affairs no ni host our office odi ono no cover Ukraine for ni buy ele also koye the Ghana card de ni omo ko chama before no momra ye chen onko cha because you do Benin no so pegana card don't me bagana me I don't me go Ghana embassy ko ye wo omo de so mo waga drill life now omo ye MPP for am mo kwan no e omo ba no mo wiem no mo ye na chief can say chief justice ya mahama o tu ani nti mahama sabe o book ya o cho ya o so ntime ndwen ma wo man panyi sabe ya be mu ana accident ana propaganda na o di ye campaign na o so di so ana accident ma me no ai de bone be na wono so fi say ma me na no mo kan obetuma ko be bi scan what the sa ko bom nti ma me no ntime twa ticket e ma ni ko ne ne ma a o tu fa no mbeko na ndi si fo dano akodi ti we so kan poto onu ku ko ni na o ma so le kopara de to say ndi si fo no o mo ye de sa mo ba pa so still o mo so mo da so opposition na o mo nye de sa at 4 years baba Ghana for engineer because nanado teso no mo se nanado amagana for ti mayo mo de ne ade to for bia tutu ni nyame enkosia o ko ba bia 250%. Obi say baby a 4 cedi, obi say baby a 5 cedi, obi say baby 3 cedi. Bibia basa women within 1 month the light of me say me fiance be a best. I'm so hey. Because I go be the just 1 month or see a month 90 days, 3 months. Doom son or the share kwan. Na munye hu shi mo amuye tire. Na papa yi wo mo ho adwen passing. Mo amuye tire, mo amuwo coasters. Mo amuye niama de pamfu mo amuye mutwa mo Roberts niama papi wadwen papa wo mo mutwa ma NDC 4 year campaign propaganda say ma ba onia de dia na do na no we ade na do ado ja wo ni na NDC 4
mate
and the digital bu
medase
bia be se bia no digital ye aduma nti no baba bia obesa ba
medase fan ko mo ni si anomo Abusia hana medusie mene ya mofa boache ne de boiling point dwumadie no bre we ne pobo some no de toso ye dionu ena ensam keka ana sem forward sima dionu about ya pa no ndu ho me sore so e ma ka betra se de nyom de da beto asa adom duye na Kristo ma sem keka o china no pa e be sanse no ahia e wo national agenda so de de nsempera ye manamate e do asimakra bye bye.